صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجه. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من شر الشيطان الرجيم وكيده ومكائده ومن الثقة بأمانيه ومواعيده وغروره ومصائده. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي جعلنا من المتمسكين بولاية مولى الموحدين إمام المتقين يعصوب الدين قائد الغر المحجلين أمير المؤمنين علي بن أبي طالب أولاده المعصومين المنتجبين صلوات الله عليهم أجمعين. ونصلي ونسلم على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين العبد المؤيد الرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد الذي سمي في السماء بأحمد وفي الأراضين بأبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الهداة المهديين لا سيما الحجة بقية الله الأعظم في الأراضين روحي وأرواح العالمين له الفداء. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أفوض أمري إلى الله إن الله بصير بالعباد. Alhamdulillah, we had the privilege of discussing about the dua number 20 of Sahifatul Sajjadiyya regarding Makarimul Akhlaq, peak of ethics. We were discussing the verse, we cannot call it ayah because ayah is only for Quran. Verse, but you can talk because Bible has verses. Different books could have different verses. We were discussing verse number 2 of Dua Makarimul Akhlaq. At the end of verse number 2, Imam alayhi salam asks 4 things and asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give him these 4 ni'mah, 4 gifts. Then right after that talks about the problems of this ni'amat. Every ni'mah in this world, because it is limited, every ni'mah has some problems with it. Lots of wealth, some problem. A great support from the family or friends. For example, we have in a hadith from Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam, حَسَدُ الصَّدِيقِ مِنْ سُقْمِ الْمَوَدَّةِ. In Nahj al-Balagha it is. Imam alayhi salam says, friendship has a disease. Even the best friendship has one flaw. What is it? Hisada. Hasad. It could happen between 2 friends because they are aware of each other's situation. I don't know about your life, your situation, your income, your stats, right? So I'm not jealous of you. But when we are friends, we know about each other's. Allah alayhi salam says, Hasadus Sadiq, jealousy of friend is one of the flaws of friendship. So friendship is a very good thing. But in Akhirah it is not like that. In Yawm al-Qiyamah it is not like that. In Surah Al-A'raf, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَنَزَعْنَا مَا فِي صُدُورِهِمْ مِنْ غِلٍّ. Before we let mu'mineen, believers, enter the paradise, we are going to take away any kind of weakness, flaws from their heart. So in Jannah, everybody is friend with each other, but there is no jealousy. Here, this word have some requirements. The limited word. So So Imam alayhi salam said, وَأَغْنِنِي وَأَوْسَعْ عَلَيَّ فِي رِزْقِكَ وَلَا تَفْتِنِّي بِالنَّظَرِ. Oh Allah, give me wealth, income, ghina, and don't make me look at people's hand. We discussed it in the previous session. So wealth, income has a problem of nazar, right? Comparison. Comparing my income with someone else. He has more, I have more, I have to work more. Greed. Or sorrow, oh, he has more, I don't. Next part is وَأَعِزَّنِي وَلَا تَبْتَلِيَنِّي بِالْكِبْرِ. Oh Allah, exalt me, give me grace, but don't afflict me with pride, arrogance. Meaning what? Azza means exalt, having self-respect. And it is one of the qualities, one of the characteristics that only belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ الْعِزَّةَ لِلَّهِ وَلِرَسُولِهِ وَلِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Munafiqeen in Surah Al-Munafiqun, they were discussing to each other in their private meeting with each other. See, when we return to Medina, we are going to humiliate this Prophet and his follower. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Munafiqun responds to them. The Azza belongs to Allah, His Prophet and Mu'mineen. In another verse we have إِنَّ الْعِزَّةَ لِلَّهِ جَمِيعًا. The entire pride and dignity belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, how do we manage these two ayahs together? Azza of Rasul and Mu'mineen, no problem. They are a part of, they took, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them a part of His pride, His Azza. The Azza of Rasul or the Azza of Mu'mineen is not separated from divine. No, it is not another thing. It is inside that circle. What is Azza? Exalt means what? Azza is an inner state that doesn't let us fall for other things. Because the defeat comes first within, then outside. Insan, human beings, break first inside, then outside. Azza is an inner state that stops people from breaking in front of other things. But how about in front of Allah? Tonight is Laylatul Qadr. No, in front of Allah we don't have Azza. Azza is in front of others. In front of Allah we have Dhillah, we have Ubudiyya, we have Abd. Right or wrong? Amirul Mu'mineen alayhi salam in his munajat to martyr of Ramadan says, Ilahi kafa bi azzan an akuna laka abda. My pride is what? My azza, my exaltness is what? I'm your servant. When I become in the position of servanthood in front of you, this is my pride, this is my exalt. وَكَفَى بِي فَخْرًا, I am proud that you are my Lord. Other things doesn't matter. Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam says, whoever that doesn't put himself down, humiliate himself in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, doesn't get any kind of exultant pride in this world. It is very important. So Imam alayhi salam asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give me exalt in front of others. What is the problem of it? وَلَا وَأَعِزَّنِي وَلَا تَبْتَلِيَنِّي بِالْكِبْرِ. Kibr is the problem. Arrogance is the problem. So it is a problem. I feel so much high inside that when it comes to in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I have the same feeling. Azzah sometimes is given by Allah, related to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, connected to Allah. That is why in those two ayah that we recited said, Inna al-izzata lillah, connects to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sometimes come from another roots, another sources. Somebody has a position in society, in community, in government, some sort of authority. This authority, this power brings them exalt, pride. This is not connected to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is it? If you take this power, if you take this position, that pride is gone. So this person is not in fact aziz, doesn't have azzah, is empowered by that power, is weakened by that power, is under control by that power, by that position, by that wealth. Sometimes people buy their azzah by their greed. They want to gain something, they put their azzah, their exaltness down, they ask. Sometimes somebody needs something that is different. We talk about, you don't need. Imam alayhi salam, Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salam says, Ma'u wajhika jamid. Ma'u wajh means the water of your face. In Farsi, if we want to talk about dignity, self-respect, we call it abiru sometimes. Abiru is exactly ma'u wajh. Ab-ru. Ab means ma, wajh means ru, face. Imam alayhi salam says that your pride, your dignity is like if you want to do comparison, it's like ice. Every time you ask somebody something, a part of this ice melts. So beware to whom you are melting this ice. فَانْظُرْ عِنْدَ مَنْ تُقْتَرُهُ. So first part, Imam alayhi salam asks about exalt. A'izzani, give me azz. Second part is, so this is the ni'mah. What is the problem of it? Mentioned, kibr. Kibr means what? Arrogance. What is the connection between these two? Sometimes these two are so close, even it leads to misunderstanding. Somebody came to Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam, told him, inna fi kibra, you have kibr. Imam alayhi salam said, la, al-kibru lillahi wahda, in Dua al-Jawshan al-Kabir, we have Ya man al-azamatu wal-kibriya'u rida'u. This is the custom to only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the robe of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-Kibr is only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَلَكِنْ فِيَّ عِزَّةٍ. No, I have exalt, I have izz, I have self-respect. قال الله تعالى لله العزة ولرسوله وللمؤمنين. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, mu'min must have self-respect. So these two very close, Azza and Kibr. Sometimes even we misunderstand these two together. What is the determining between these two characteristics? Humbleness, tawazu. A person has Azza, self-respect, but he has tawazu as well. But that person is humble as well. If a person has kibr, he wants the best seat in a majlis. Best, or the first food of the majlis, of first niyaz. Right or wrong? Tawazu, humbleness is not like that. Seats whenever it finds a place. It is different. But tawazu sometimes get misunderstood with humiliation. Sometimes some people do lots of humbleness, it will lead to self-humiliation. See, sometimes these ethical terms are really close. Humbleness is good, but is self-humiliation good? No. We just talked about self-respect. So self-humiliation is not recommended. So this was the second ni'mah that Imam wants with the problem of it. Ni'mah was what? Pride, self-respect. The problem of self-respect was what? Kibr. Next, third is what? What was the first? Does anyone remember the first? Ghina. Third is what? وَعَزَّنِي وَلَا تَبْتَلِيَنِّي بِالْكِبْرِ وَعَبِّدْنِي لَكَ وَلَا تُفْسِدْ عِبَادَتِي بِالْعُجْبِ. So use me to worship you, but don't corrupt my worship with self-admiration, ujb. This is the offer of ibadah, of ubudiyah. No, shaitan doesn't tempt mu'mineen by doing great sins, does he? Shaitan is not going to tell to a mu'min who attends to majlis, to masjid, go do zina, does he? Because that sin is so bad and big in the eye of this person, he's never is going to commit it. Maybe for someone with a weaker iman, with a weaker stats of Islam, shaitan might do that. But the person who does everything good, he knows things, he practices things, so what is the entry? One of the big entry is ujb. But let's talk about وَعَبِّدْنِي لَكَ. Dedicate me to worship for you. Two terms have been used in the worship for worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One is ubudiyah, the other is what? Sujood. And these two only for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You say, okay, about the story of Adam and the prostration, that was for Allah, by the order of Allah, but to something. Some says even that wasn't to something. Well, it is a different interpretation part. So, ubudiyya one term, sujood another. Imam here asks about ibadah and ubudiyya, worshipping. Why these two terms are used for worship? Why sujood is used for worship? Because sujood is the utmost, the highest symptom, sign of ibadah. Of humiliation in front of Allah. So I'm nothing in front of you. I'm just like the dust, like the ard, like land. I'm nothing. Reaching to the level of nothingness. That is why at the end of every rak'ah of salat we finish with sujood. Start by standing up. Slowly we go to declare that I'm nothing. The more we go into salat, the more we express our nothingness. So this is the status of worship. Imam says, but the worship has a problem. Being constantly in the status of worship has a problem. What is that? Ujb. Ujb means self-admiration. I'm so good. MashaAllah. I did all of the a'mal of Laylatul Qadr. I don't think anyone else did it. We have some inner flaws and sins and mistakes, some outer. All affect each other. Ujb is an inside. I don't have to say this, no. The moment that I have this feeling, tonight I did a great Salat al-Layl with lots of istighfar, and nobody, I'm sure that nobody did that. It doesn't have to be said. Ujb is not related to saying. Is an inside, internal, self feeling. It will lead to something that's said, and it's somebody some time ago told me that we are maintaining Islam. I said, okay, how? Because we are paying this khums and zakat and these things, we are preserving Shia. It shows that there is a feeling inside. That feeling is so strong that came to expression. Well, I give charity. MashaAllah. It will go to a state of twisting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, Ya Allah, what a good servant I am to you. Do you appreciate me? It goes there. Imam alayhi salam, Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, in Nahj al-Balagha says, سيئة تسوءك خير عند الله من حسنة تعجبك. If you do a sin and then you become sad about it, upset about it, go for tawbah and repent, it is much better than you do a good thing and have ujb. This is the problem, for a mu'min, as I said, it is not the great sins. No, this is how it goes for nothing. how the habt of amal happens, how the value of this action lost all its credit. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam says 2% enters the same masjid. This masjid, 2% enters. One of them is Abid, is a great worshipper of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, people know. The other one is not a very good person. It is known to do lots of things. Both of them enter the masjid, both of them get out of the masjid together simultaneously. The believer one, the worshipper one, the abid one, when he is going, is considered a sinner. The sinner one, when he's leaving, considered a believer. How is that possible? The believer had ujb, the sinner had sorrow. So the sinner came here, did repent and tawbah. The believer, the worshipper, continued that previous, oh Allah, look how great I am. Appreciate my worship. فإنه, very wondering hadith, فإنه ليس عبد يعجب بالحسنات إلا هلك. Everyone that is caught by ujb ends up in halaka, destruction of themselves. Prophet said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did a revelation wahi to Dawood alayhi salam. Give good news to sinners and warn the believers. Dawood said, oh Allah, usually we do the other side, we warn the sinners and we give good news to the... He said, no. Good news for the sinners is the door of repent and tawbah is open for them. Warning for the believers and worshippers is, don't think that we need. Whoever caught up with this idea ends up in destruction, destroying himself. If we have this sensation, this feeling inside us, not just in the ibadat, no, in everywhere. An expert, engineer, if he has this feeling, I am great, is there any room for the development, for progress? In any field, you say, if someone has this feeling, there is no way for progress, for development. Three reasons for self-destruction Prophet mentions. One is a stinginess. Bukhl. In a way that a person is surrounded by it. There is no way out of it. Two, following hawa, desires. Three, ujb. In the lifestyle of our imams of Ma'sumeen salawatullah alayhim ajma'een, we can see that they warned their companions, their friends about it. For example, Abi Nasr al-Bazanti said that one night Imam al-Rada alayhi salam sent his ride for me, told me, come, I want to have a meeting with you, a company with you at night. So I went to the presence of Imam Rata alayhi salam in a place called Harba. I spent the entire night and evening with Imam. They brought dinner, we ate dinner together. After dinner, Imam alayhi salam told me, you want to sleep? I said, yes, I'm honored. Imam alayhi salam ordered to bring the bed, the sleeping so they set up my bed, the place for sleeping. Inside myself, Imam alayhi salam said farewell and went to his own room. I felt, oh, so lucky I am. What a great gift I have. Nobody has this. Imam invited himself to his home, gave me dinner, food, then put a sleeping place in his home for me. Imam alayhi salam called Abi Nasr. Come closer to me, took the hand of Abi Nasr Bazanti, taught him Sa'sa'at ibn Sohan, one of the companions of Amir al-Mu'mineen, got sick. Imam Ali alayhi salam went to visit him, then told him, don't get caught up with the ujb. I'm telling the same thing that my Jad told to his companion. Be careful. About what you thinking, what you feeling, what your sensation is. Two other du'as are left. Inshallah, we are going to discuss it in the next session. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us opportunity of completing, of finishing our a'mal and intentions in this month. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us and our niyat and our feeling and our actions from ujb and kibr. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make the appearance of our beloved 12 Imams Ajjal Allah ta'ala farajahu sharif fasta and sunnah wa barakat as-salawat ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad.